Remember those old pop quizzes that you used to get? You'd show up to school, you had no idea it was coming, and then you'd get a pop quiz, and, well, it wasn't a lot of fun. But it's probably been a long time since that happened, and yet, at the same time, in our new role, we're not very often quizzed on what we actually do and how to be more effective. So in this video, I'm going to give you the sales quiz. And so the question is, can you answer these 9 questions correctly? Check it out. Number 1, do you have a truly mapped out sales process? Having a sales process is so key. So I really hope that you're saying yes. But if you didn't say yes, that's okay. But we must make a commitment to really map out our entire sales process. If you're just winging it and shooting from the hip and just kind of going based on instinct, you're going to be all over the place. Think of every other white-collar profession. There's a real process, whether it's for lawyers or doctors or scientists or engineers. They learned a process. Yet in sales, most people are just all over the place. Have your sales process. Number 2, do you have an intentional and rehearsed response to the question, what do you guys do? We must have an intentional and rehearsed response to the question of what do you do? It's amazing how often, even when I go into large organizations and I ask different salespeople, what do you guys do? They all give me different answers and they're all over the place and it takes 3 minutes to explain. It's like you must have a concise response to the question of what do you guys do? It's got to be quick, easy, and simple to explain. Number 3, who talks more in the first 30 minutes of your conversations with prospects? You or them? Now, in the first 30 minutes of your conversations with prospects, realistically, the prospect should be doing a lot more talking. Now, maybe at the very beginning of the interactions, you're going to be doing more talking, but certainly over that first 30 minutes, you should be asking a lot more questions and finding out what's really going on in their world. That's the diagnosis stage of sales. That's why in our world, we use a term called disqualification. So if you're doing way more talking in the first 30 minutes of your conversations with prospects, we've got to flip that on its head and get them doing more talking, not you. Number 4, do you get a lot of feedback from prospects during your presentation? Now, great salespeople, according to the data, great salespeople are getting way more feedback from prospects during their presentations. So we want to make sure that our presentations are truly a two-way conversation where we're getting feedback throughout that presentation. So if you're just doing a 20-minute monologue in front of your prospects, not only are you going to be boring, but you're also really losing an opportunity to truly engage them in that two-way dialogue. Number 5, do you push for the sale after a presentation? Now, this is one of the most common mistakes we see in sales, is the idea of you've got to go for the close. But the reality is that your prospects don't want that pressure at the end of the sale or at the end of the presentation, and it's not going to help. The data is unequivocal that the high-pressure approach to closing deals simply doesn't work nowadays. We must instead just engage them in conversations that create value throughout the entire conversation, so that way after the presentation, all we're really left with is just answering their questions and establishing clear next steps. Number 6, do you find yourself following up on prospects often? Now, if you're in a position where you're constantly just following up on prospects, you are starting from a place of weakness. We don't want to be constantly following up on prospects. Instead, we want to always have clear next steps at the end of every interaction. So we're really never following up on our prospects and we're never checking in. Instead, we are simply just reaching out based on an established next step. Number 7, do you have enough leads to hit your sales goal? Now, this is an obvious one in terms of the answer that we want, but do you really have enough leads right now in order to hit your sales goal? If the answer is no, then you're in trouble because you ain't never going to hit your sales goal if you don't have enough leads. Now, we need to have a process in place where we're going to consistently generate enough leads in order to hit our sales goals. You must have your lead generation machine. So if you don't have that right now, make that your central focus because that is going to be your central bottleneck to actually hitting your sales goals. Number 8, Do you believe that what you sell actually brings value into the lives of your clients? If you do not believe that what you sell brings real value into the lives of the people that you're selling to, then you must sell something else. There are too many amazing products and services and solutions out there for us to be wasting just 1 minute of our life selling something that's not actually improving people's lives. Now, to be clear, even if you're selling enterprise services to enterprises, now you may not be individually helping feed starving children, but what you're doing is you're helping organizations grow, you're providing jobs, you're doing things that serve the world. So we don't have to be in a nonprofit world in order to do good, but we must believe that what we sell is actually worthwhile and that it actually helps the people that we are selling to. If it doesn't, sell something else. Number 9, are you consistently hitting your sales goals? This is the $1 million question, right? If you're not consistently hitting your sales goals, then something has to change. We can't just keep going on doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. We must ultimately be on a path to consistently hitting our sales goals. And if we're not, then we must take drastic action. That means investing time, energy, money, resources into your sales strategy, into your sales skills to get to that next level, to make sure that you are able to consistently hit your sales goals. So there is the sales quiz. I hope you got some of the answers right, but even if you didn't get all of them right, now you have an action plan to take things to that next level. And if you enjoyed this video, I have an amazing free training on the step-by-step formula to closing more deals. Just click right here to get registered instantly. Seriously, just click right here. This is an in-depth training that will help you close more deals at higher prices, all while generating more meetings. Also, if you got some value, please like this video below on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking my face, which should be right about here, to get access to a new video just like this one each week.